course it's me. Duh. Today is, what is today? Friday the 16th. How could I forget? It's my brother's birthday. So I will make the customary apologies. Welcome to Peace, Love, and Stitches, Flosstube. We're kind of all over the place all the time. I'm going to go ahead and make the necessary apologies already. I've got, as per usual, Rogue down there on the floor where she stays. So if you hear snoring, whining, or just any doggy noises, that is my four-legged child. My only four-legged child that I claim. Anyway, you may hear other familial participants around the house that live here, as my family's room is just right over there next to mine, and the bathroom, the main bathroom, is literally the other side of my room. So you might hear noises, and I will just go ahead and apologize for all the noises that happen. Anyway, so my name is Sarah. It is Friday, June 16th. I know dates. I do. I know all the dates. It is about 8:30 in the evening. This is just a day earlier than what I normally film. I normally do it on Saturday, but I'm going somewhere tomorrow, and I figured I could go ahead and get it filmed and then post it tomorrow. So yes, if you're curious, these are ear cuffs. They're elf ear cuffs, and I'm wearing them because I'm going to Fairy Fest tomorrow. But I am going to Fairy Fest, and you have to stay here. But you will be okay. Mommy won't be gone. Anywho, I am going to Fairy Fest tomorrow, and I am really excited about it, and I'm trying to get kind of used to having these on my ears. What is your problem? Are you upset because I'm not talking to you? You are so needy. So very needy. Yeah. Yeah, you're needy. Oh, that is something else. I think I'm going to pause you guys for a minute, and I'm going to get her something to occupy her. So I will be right back. Alright, here you go. That might not occupy her for very long, but hopefully that will keep her satisfied for all of 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and then she'll be like, where's my next one, Mom? That's how my dog does. Anyway. Alright, so we have some really interesting stuff that I have done. So there is some rather exciting news as far as in the stitching realm here for me. I have one finish. So exciting, and it is the main finish that you guys have probably all been waiting to see. And we have some really good progress on stuff, so I've been able to pull out a couple different things, and I started a new thing again. I had all this fabric that was laid out for some new starts, and I decided to start something new. So we're just going to kind of dive into it, and we're going to start with the Frosted Pumpkin Castle Homecoming style. I was able to finish the Clue 1, and Clue 2 will be 22nd of this month. So here is clue 1. You guys, yeah, there's clue 1. There you go. There's clue 1. We have the little herald and the knight, or knightess, I don't know. She's on her unicorn, and got the banner and everything. And this was so cute to do and so fun. I really loved it, and I really love this fabric. This is on 32 count Belfast linen in the color Valor by Picture This Plus. This is stitched 2/2. If you're curious, I'll show you. This is my back. Yeah, this is the back. This is what the back of my non-full coverage stuff looks like. In case you were curious. It's not too bad. It's definitely not perfect, but it's not too bad. So I have worked with one of the coloring cottons, I think. That's what they were. Classic Colorworks, not Color Cotton. Classic Colorworks. So I worked with one of those. I'm not really sure if I'm a fan as far as. Alright, so this is the color. Wow, it washes out real bad. Okay, so maybe that helps. That kind of helps. That's better. So that is the color. It's called Pixie Dust. And I don't know, I think it's probably just the way that I used it in here. I mean, there were some spots where it's okay, but it's not really, it's not very variegated to me because I didn't use it as like pulling 2 strands. I did looped method. So I'm okay with that. It is interesting to see where like there was more of the like lilac-y purpley color in a spot versus the pink spots. So that was kind of cool in a way to see, especially since I haven't really used something that should be highly variegated. I have some stuff that has variegated threads, but or semi-variegated threads, but I still do the loop method with them. So I'm gonna have to like buckle down and find a variegated thread that I don't do that with, and then see how I like the more harsh variegation. But I just don't have anything that I like right now that I have, or anything that I really want to sit and stitch and just dig into in order to use that type of thread. Since I only have, sorry, that was probably loud. Since I only have one long dog sampler, and it is just a purple with very minute variation silk thread. So of course you don't see me working on that very often because I'm not a fan. I love the project. Purple is not my favorite color. Funny that I'm wearing it, but it's not my favorite color. It's definitely not my favorite color to stitch with. Which you'll find interesting, especially with my new started piece. That will become very odd as well. Yeah, I'm just not, purple is not my favorite color to stitch or to really work with when it comes to it, so I don't really know what was going through my brain when I picked purple to do that project. So that's kind of why that project kind of is it's not UFO'd, it's just in like reoccurring timeout, I guess, or something. It's in a very long timeout range. I did work on it last year and got it pretty decent progress on it last year, sort of, but it's just until I get the urge to just
dig into it and want to really work on it. It's in timeout. It's okay.
In case you see, I have my lights on this time.
Because I was getting bored with them just being off all the time, so I turned my lights on. Anywho, Frosted Pumpkin, I worked on it for 3 days to finish off that first clue, and I think I worked on it for an entire total of 1, 2, 3. I only worked on it for an entire total of 6 days. That wasn't bad, but I had it loaded into markup RXP, and that way I could kind of see where everything was. Now, I did not register any of the symbols in there, and it registered all the symbols as one symbol, which was fine because it at least helped me see where I had already worked and what I had done. So that was fine. I didn't have any problems with that. So yeah, I was able to complete that part. So let's see where to go next. I'm not going to show you my finish until the end because I want the build up. We'll go with the new start. So my new start is still something that I keep pulling out since I started on it, because I've worked on it 3 days so far, but I keep kind of going back to her. What are we doing? What is this nonsense? Oh, jeez. Tablets that update and you don't know what just happened to like all of it. That's what just happened to me. Because I was like, swipe to unlock. Which way am I swiping? The way that I don't want to swipe. That's where. Alright. So, my new start was a Heaven and Earth design called Peacock. It is a fractal by Elizabeth Welker. I have a few of these. I have a few of these patterns. Started 2 now. However, this one is further than Lionheart, which is what I started the last time. So they are. I have a few of her pieces, and I've seen some people working on some of them, and I'm like, I really need to do some, because I have Desert Moon, I have Sea Opal, I have some sort of little winter one that is just completely blue. I have the one that is the blue and yellow heart for Ukraine. I have Meditation. So it's like I had a lot from her, and I had never done any of her stuff. Well, this one, there's something about this one that it's like just that right amount of block stitching and confetti all together to where it's super enjoyable that I can just sit and work on it and wind up like working on it for a little bit, and then all of a sudden go, oh wow, you worked on it and you did 800 stitches and you didn't even realize it because you were just booking along, you know? It was just one of those moments, and I really enjoyed that. So I worked on it for 3 days since starting it, and I have managed to complete 1,515 stitches, and that is 0.42% since starting it on Sunday. I'm not mad about that at all. She's worked on this 32 count Lagana, and it is 1/110 stitch, hence why I can sit and get like 800 stitches in a nice little seating of it. I have come to be very fond of 1/110 stitch on 32 count. Not everything will be that way. I've been
trying to figure out a rather large project that I have the pattern to, and I've been trying to figure out what count I want to do it on, and the lowest would be 32, but I almost want to go with 36 or 40, but I just need to see what the finished size will wind up being on all of those, as to whether I commit to one yet. Anywho, that is time to come. Anyhow, so this is Peacock. Whoa, no, it's not. What did you do? Rude enough. Okay, this is Peacock. I hope you guys are able to see it and it's not all messed up. Okay, so that is Peacock. I have started in the top corner, and this is where it is. So we've got that kind of gold-ish band that's coming down, which oddly enough, it looks gold to you guys. At least I can kind of see that it looks gold to you guys. There's not goldy colors in there. That's like brown. It's brown. I thought I was like, ooh, because I had tried to find pictures of it, and I was like, oh, I want to see if somebody's been working on it, blah blah blah, you know, the whole normal thing. Because you don't really see a whole lot of people working on some of her stuff, so I was like, let's see if there's any like progress or finishes and stuff. There was one person that was like, why is it so yellow? And I'm like, it's not yellow. It's so not yellow. It's definitely brown. There's like a brown, and then there's like some weird little green color in there that's creating like that lighter shadowing. And of course, this part is, there's just this blob of black and navy that's right there. So it's kind of going to give it that more gold tones once that's all in there. But it's really exciting because once I get, I think, excuse me, tickle. Once I get, I think, 300 or 400 more that way, I will start hitting some purple. Yeah, purple. But oddly enough, there's not like a whole lot of purple, she says, in this one. I was drawn to it because there was a lot of green in the middle, and then there was blues. So my favorite color is green. First favorite color. Second favorite color is blue. I just, those are my favorites. But that is Peacock. So, alright, moving on. The next thing that I have worked on so far, I've worked on this for 3 days as well. This is the kit that I picked after I finished my finish. Let that sink in. Build that anticipation. Finished my finish, yes. So I pulled out the Riolis kit Lovebirds. This is my first Riolis kit that I've started. I have 2 other Riolis kits that are not started yet. And I don't know if it'll stay that way, but we're keeping it that way for now. So, and it's Lovebirds. And of course, whenever I first got this out, I was like, oh, this is not that big. It's not. It's not. This is how big it is. Yeah, it's little. But it's big. It's a big little. Anywho, I've been working away on this. So I had found the far edge where that branch ends. It's not all stitched. So there is some fabric show through that will happen. So that's good. But these blends, y'all, are no
no joke. No joke. Like, you think you get something in there, I guarantee you, this is just like pre-game blends here for me to learn. I think I just did something I shouldn't have done. Oops. But it's like a pre-show to what I'm gonna have to do whenever I figure out and wrap my head around something and want to figure out what fabric I want to put my Teresa Winslers that I've got stashed away and start one of those, because those got some blends, some no joke blends, crazy blends in that. Go ahead and get the next thing pulled up. Sorry. No. Oh, income noise. Sorry. Apology for that. Anywho, lovebirds. Been really working on filling in that first bird right there. I think I'm gonna have to pause for just a moment because it might get loud. Okay, sorry about that. I'm actually going to push a door closed. Okay. Are you going to be quiet now? As predicted, I just spared you guys' ears from my dog. Alright, anywho. So, the next thing that I worked on, I was really feeling like I wanted to work on it, and totally worked on it for all of like maybe an hour. And then I was like, I don't know what it was about it, but I think it was because I was really just wanting to do. It's almost like I found like a few projects that I'm sitting here like, I just want to work on these, like Lovebirds and Peacock and one other one that you guys haven't seen yet. Well, you've seen it, you saw it in the last one, but you just haven't shown me the progress on it yet. But I have 3 pieces right now that have really been like, attention, 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 I'm right here, stitch on me, stitch on me. And this one was just like, I looked at it and I was like, ooh, pretty, I want to do that one. I haven't done that one in a while. And all of a sudden, I worked on it for like I said, an hour, and then I was like, yeah, we're done. We're done with you. And so that one is Hot Air Balloon by Total Cross Stitch. That one is a pattern that I made myself. So it, for those of you who don't know, I run Total Cross Stitch on Etsy. I will link it in the down bar. I haven't posted anything new recently. Life, doesn't mean I don't have things that are needing to be put through and charted and all that fun stuff. I do public domain art. I do not have licensed artists. I use public domain art. If you have seen Jasmine Beckett Griffith on my Etsy store, it is her public domain licensed art. So I do not have any of her other art that she does not give out to the public. There is a literal fly that it keeps flying around my head, and every time he makes his rounds, it's annoying. Just thought you needed to know that. But if you have any questions about like whether my art is licensed, it is licensed under the public domain art license. And I think it's that one and Creative Commons. I think it's the other one. But they are all something that you could easily go find yourself, sure.
but these are the ones that I found. So, this is Hot Air Balloon. Now this one was I cropped it down to be this. It was a larger picture that had like one tiny balloon and one other size balloon, but this one was the main focus, and I liked this, and so I cropped out parts of it. I don't know if you can see it or not. I hope so. I hope you guys got to see that really well. This was actually the first piece that I charted. Whatever this thing did, it updated and it's now annoying me. You, on the floor. Floor child, what are you doing? Okay. Will you lay down? Will you lay down, please? Can you lay down? Okay, whatever. I don't know what she's doing. So, Hot Air Balloon was the first one that I charted that I was proud of, and I got worried about the, of course, now is the perfect time to get toys. 9 o'clock at night and we're rummaging through the toy box. If she just pulls out the loudest squeaky toy that I own. Lord help me. What did you get? Okay. I apologize for my four-legged child and all her abundance of toys. And her loud abundance of toys. She's living her best life. If I had the proper, recording devices, I would totally show you what she's doing. But I will not pick up this laptop and make everybody get sick. So, Hot Air Balloon. This is where we are. I only worked on this for one day. And I completed 152 stitches on it. This is 1/1 on 28 count. Hot Air Balloon is sitting at 17.37%, so that tells you how big this is. It's not big at all. And my pages are not very big either. So they're relatively small because I have finished 2 right here and down, and so there's your width of your first page, literally right here and to there. That's the width of your pages. And this over here is, I think right here is where the second page is, and this part is the third page. So I was really worried about this turning out to be pixelated whenever I first charted it, but as you can see, it's really not that bad. This is the mountainscape in the background, and so we're just kind of in a bunch of blues right now, which is perfectly fine. Move that needle minder out of the way so you guys can see that bit. There is purple over here, which is relatively washed out. So it's a bunch of clouds right now, and top of the mountains. That was very fun to find whenever I was working it, because there was just all this light part up here, and so whenever I reached that spot, it was great to find that. I have been, obviously you can see I'm parking. I've been doing, when I was working on this really heavily, I was, first I was just going by page. She is really chewing on a nylon right now, so, and
and she's chewing up against something, so it's making it a little bit more loud. Animals. But I was just kind of working it by page and just taking it. I think I was taking it by like a column and working it down, and I wasn't seeing any column lines. Not yet. I've kind of figured out my tension and how to gauge my tension a little bit better now. And then I discovered Royal Rose came out, and I was like, oh, we're gonna do that because that's pretty awesome. So I was working here. This is literally where I was at when I was doing my little fill-in, and I was working in that area, but for some reason this one is really like making me rethink life and how I like to stitch sometimes, because I look at it and I look at it through a pattern keeper, and I just want to take I just want to take one color and just run with it, because they just kind of work that way. And so I have, since this is kind of over into the third page, there's only 4 full pages across and then like a little smidgen, and then it's just, so it's 4x4 with little smidgen outliney parts. But I did work on it for that one little bit, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not to say that it won't get done. I would love to really dig in and push and get this done, and then I'd be like, yeah, I finished one of my own designs from my company. Great. And I mean, I have 3 of them circulating through, because I've got hot air balloon, sunlight, which is free in the Total Cross Stitch Facebook group, and I can actually show you that if you haven't seen that one. I'm not going to show you my progress on it because I haven't worked on it, but I can show you what it looks like. So I will show you the mock-up of Sunlight. That is the freebie. It's the freebie in my Facebook group, Total Cross Stitch. So this is Sunlight. Hopefully it won't wash itself out. Okay, that's not bad. Kind of get a peek of it. That's not bad. That one is a freebie in my Facebook group. So most of you guys will have seen my most famous one that's been circulating around, which is Face of a Mermaid. So this is my most famous one. She is not far along from me, but if you're wanting to see a good bit of progress on her, you should go look at Alara, her channel. So that one is my most popular design that I have, that I sell. So yeah. But yeah, I just worked one day on hot air balloon, and we didn't really get to what happened here. We went somewhere. Okay. My ear cuff moved and it was weird. Anywho, so there wasn't a whole lot of progress on that one, but there was at least some. What in the name of all that is holy? Thank you. I'll tell you what, me and this tablet, we're gonna butt heads in a minute if it doesn't cooperate the way that I want it to. Alright, so that was enough about talking about that for like 10 minutes. So also something I have worked on, as you just saw it while I bring it over here, I
I worked on this for one day. This is Let's Hope. This is by Ursula and Micheal. So if you aren't new here, I picked this out. This one is for my mother. She is currently going through her chemotherapy for breast cancer. So that is what Let's Hope is all about. And I'm about halfway through Let's Hope now. So this is where we're at. Yeah, you can see. Okay. This is where we're at. So I have found the top word, which is survivor. I've just got the S and the U on that. So I didn't really get, well, I did. You can tell. I did that bit, and then I brought the H up. So this is the letter H, and it'll curve down, and then it'll come up as well. But yeah, that's what I did there. So there's only 3 colors in this one, and so hope is the big words across it, and then there is a bunch of little sayings that create the ribbon in the background. That is Let's Hope. It Let's Hope is worked on 28 count 2/2. I think it's a Lugana, I don't remember. Oh, it's sleepy. So the next thing that I have really made some lovely progress on is Supersized Once Upon a Fairytale. Supersized Max Color Once Upon a Fairytale. So I had restarted this one towards the end of last year, I think. And she is on 32 count 1/1 half stitch. Where is he? Up and awake since 10 after 5 this morning, so okay. Sorry. Pardon me. I was trying to find out some information about something, and the person I was asking doesn't know yet, so yay for that. I'm trying to find information about something that's close to your heart right now and you can't figure it out. It's hard. Anywho, Supersized Max Color Once Upon a Fairytale. Artwork by Amiee Stewart. Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is not my only Supersized Max Color chart by Heaven and Earth Designs. It is just the only one that I currently have working on, which is fine. So last month I decided to log in my Stitch Pal app, which I think is for iOS and Android, and it kind of allows you to track your progress. Wow. Pardon me. Once you get started yawning, you can't stop. So it tracks your progress. I got curious to see what it would be like if I could find a nice goal for this one to be finished. So we are aiming for 2029. Aiming. Yeah, we're gonna aim for that. We're gonna aim pretty high for that one, but I know that's like 6 years away. That's okay. If I can miraculously finish this big old boy in 6 years while still stitching on other stuff, perfect. I do 322 stitches a day, at least thereabouts. I had a couple times where I've gone over, and then there were some days where I didn't stitch at all, but the next day I doubled, so I did 644 or thereabouts. I had one day where it was a little less, and that's fine, but roughly
roughly every day has been 322 stitches, and that would put me at May 30th of 2029. And I am not mad about it. So because I have done that and I work on it every day, and it is the first project that I pick up, however, I have not picked it up today. Oh well. I'll pick it up tomorrow. It's fine. I got all weekend to do. So since I have done that, I don't know if I have made notes of the photos. I didn't. Well, I didn't. Anyway, since I have done that though, I have managed to, in this 2-week area, just up until today, and that's not counting today because obviously we haven't stitched today, I have worked on it and stitched 3,875 stitches on it, and the percentage that I've gotten to is 1.82%. So I don't know about you, but getting to that first 1% was rough. That was rough. I have it worked out where doing this 322 stitches a day is roughly 0.04 to 0.05% of the chart. So that does not at all, like, it makes it where I'm not just focused on this one and I can still work on other things. So there we go. This is Once Upon a Fairytale, in case you, I hope you can see it. Try to get behind the camera so it doesn't. Anywho, you've all seen it. I don't know if you could see it there. It might have gotten blown out, and if it did, I apologize. So she has done really good progress. I don't know if I have a photo. Give me 1 second. No problem. So, What's this? Oh, cute. Anywho, sorry. Distraction. Alright, so 2 weeks ago, whoop. Dude, technology. If I could just learn how to work technology, we're doing great, right? Alright, here we go. Brilliant. 2 weeks ago, this is where I was at. I am not sure how to pop any pictures in, but you know, I always keep some hanging around. So that's where I was at 2 weeks ago. This is where I am now. And I'm so thrilled with this. This is on 32 count. We've got a 1/1 tent stitch as well. I'll tell you what, I love it. And I'm working this in 10x10 blocks, so I literally am doing the stair-steppy 10x10s, and I do not care. But this is where we are now. I'm super excited about this because I have finally gotten into those books. This was really fun to see the candelabra come out. Loved seeing the candelabra. Can't wait to get in the coat of arms though. That one is coat of arms, suit of armor, whatever it is. Whatever way you say it. Can't wait to get into that. That should be fun. I'm having like a hard time deciding on if I want to keep going just straight across the top, if I want to keep going just straight across with this just the top row of pages, or if I want to drop down and do the two below here and take it like doing it 2 rows of pages across, because then that would give me the entire bookshelf, like that top shelf. So I'm not really sure how. Oh, it looks so good though. I love it. I am.
Since I have really started heavily getting into this piece, I really love it. Like, the books were so much fun to work on. I think they're just really fun because there's not a whole lot of color changes in them, especially this one. That one is like not a lot of color changes at all. I think the most color changey ones so far were the yellow ones, and this one right here that started is a little bit more. I think I'm going to be super thrilled to get out of this brick. There's still some down here, and I've gotten into a little bit more over here. I'm not a fan of doing the bricks because there's a lot of 1 and 2 stitchies and all of that kind of stuff, and it's whew. It was really cool though to do this candle here on the candelabra, because they made the orange brighter to give the glow off of the candle. And the same with like the yellow ones. In the yellow books they did that too. I always find that really fun to see the glow parts of the lights, just to give it that more lifelike effect. So that was really neat. But yeah, it's been really fun to get into the books. I did not know how much fun that was. No, I work generally whenever I cross stitch, so in case you're wondering, when I stitch, I try to 2-hand stitch this as much as I can, so it's usually in my lap, and my right hand is underneath, my left hand's on top. I have a back pillow, so that way I can kind of lean back and make sure that my back isn't hurting. Because I don't really have I do have a lap stand, like a K's Creations, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's like the little Z stand kind of thing, the mini one. But I don't like the way Q-snaps fit in it, so I don't use it when I use this one. And I was going to get a different stand, and it never got shipped to me, so I refunded that because it got lost apparently. And I'm trying to figure out how I can work on my dad to get me to build me one, since he does woodworking. And I'm like, they gave you dimensions for it, so let's make one, please. So that way I can like have everything where I want it. So yeah, I don't really use this. I honestly want to get this project out of the Q-snap, because I would prefer the Nerd hoops, because I like hoops better than Q-snaps, which is mind-blowing, because for like a few years, that's why I have these all over the place, and I mean all over the place till I have these. There for a few years, I was like, oh yeah, Q-snaps are awesome, I love these, they're my favorite, blah blah blah, I don't like hoops, blah blah blah. And then it was like this year, my brain just went, no, you like the hoops, you don't like the Q-snaps, you want all the hoops. So I like the hoops. And of course, like, as you saw, Let's Hope is on a scroll frame. I'm learning to like some. That one I like. However, I need little, I need the side tensioners, because I don't like that part of it. But I do like the way that they tension their top and bottom. Because they're the easy ones. So, I know you just saw a little screen preview there. For the last and final thing, we all know what it is, right? Don't we? Do you? I bet you do. My finished piece. is Yoda. Yoda got finished. I am showing you the picture before I show you the stitching. He was finished on June 9th. Yay! So excited to have Mr. Yoda done because Yoda is awesome. Now I just need to find a frame. I need to iron him first, but I need to find a frame. I also need to put my initials and the area's finished on it too because I need to find the most. So I like stitching that in like the most inconspicuous spot. I've got to find a good one because I don't know where to place that. You would have thought maybe under the lantern, but there's stitching, like half stitching in there. I don't want to do that over that, so I don't want to do it near his head. I can do it up right near his ear. That up here. I don't know. We'll see where I put it. But here he is in all his finished glory. He's amazing. I loved working on this. I loved doing all the back stitching. It was so much fun. So much fun. What are you whining about down there? My fun? Are you whining about Mama's fun? She's whining. She's funny. It was a blast. The only thing that I really I think that I struggled with was doing the French knots. Doing the French knots in his eyes because you use 3 strands for these French knots. 3 strands. I have never used 3 strands on a French knot. They're always like 1 or 2. So 3 strands. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but I noticed it after I was done and I was backstitching. And I'm gonna point it out. And I don't care, I left it. It is mine. Once I saw it while I was backstitching, I was like, man, I should pull that out and I should cut that out and I should fix it. But I kinda left it. It's a little quirk there. So right in here, I think there are 2 stitches of black that are there that shouldn't be there. They should be like a tannishy brown color for his toenails. My Mikey phone just started fighting. Started to fall. That was bad. So there is that little quirk there, but I left it alone. He's got quirky toes. It's okay. You can't really tell from way back here, can you? You would have never known it if I didn't point it out. We all like to point out our little quirks and mishaps, but it's in there. It's mine. And he is beautiful and brilliant, and he was really fun. I really, really enjoyed working on him. He was done on 16 count, 14 count. This is a 14 count HAED kit. So it is a kit by dimensions in case you want to stitch it. I at the time got mine at Hobby Lobby before my Hobby Lobby depleted all of their kits. I don't know if all of them are that way, but mine is. One of the ones that's close to my house is, so boo. But I was able to buy him in store. You can still get him on 123 Stitch. I don't know if there's any other places, but he is still available for purchase. Now I just have to work on all the other ones that I have that are Star Wars. So that way I just have my Star Wars wall. So I'm thinking of putting him over here on this over there on that wall. That way whenever I film you'll kind of see him back there. So that would be fun, right? I just kind of think it would go right nice right there. Like, yeah. that I actually finished. Because I have a few. Quite a few. Well, not quite a few. I've just small amount. It's not bad. But yeah, I've got to get him ironed and then get him in a frame. I gotta find one that I like. So that should be fun. Be a new experience to learn that aspect of everything, is to frame stuff. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. And ooh, that one. In case you're wondering what they are, I'll show you. This is what's on my ear. I just took it off. It's an ear cuff. It's going back. It was just really tight, and I had to fix it. Well, I am going to sign off. That is all the things that I have to show you. I don't have any new stuff. No new stitchy stuff yet. Yet being the operative word. I just ordered all the rest of my threads for my DMC master set that I was missing because I was getting tired of missing threads. And at the same time, one of the silk threads that I've been trying to catch in stock was in stock, so I nabbed the two that I needed for my chatelaine that I've been trying to kit up as I go. I'm still missing some threads from them. I'm thinking that the Dinky Dyes pearl thread, I think they give a DMC conversion for that, but that's 927, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go with that because 123 Stitch doesn't sell the silk pearl thread, and I don't want to go to just something on my book. I don't want to go to Dinky Dyes like site and order just that one thread, but I don't have any other need for anything else. I just need that one. I have all the other ones. So I have thought about going there and ordering that thread, and then because I think I only need one skein of it. That one thread, and then ordering one of the thread packs for one of the Glendon Place dessert mandalas that I have that I don't have any threads for yet. I'm debating. We'll see. But I may just go with the DMC conversion for that one. Just because I don't know. We'll see. There's still time to come up with that because I'm also trying to just get up what I can when I can. And then we'll work on it when I can. Oh well. Anywho, I am going to say goodbye and see you guys in another 2 weeks, and hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful stitching time wherever you are, whenever you are. And I'm gonna cut off here, put on my pajamas, and go to bed. I am tired.